Welcome to Mysteries of the Cosmos, the place where the universe reveals its most amazing secrets. Today we embark on an epic journey to discover the 10 largest known stars, true cosmic giants that defy our imagination. Have you ever wondered how many Earths fit inside a star? Or how far would its surface extend if it replaced the Sun? These red hypergiants are so enormous that they make our Sun look like a speck of dust. But beware, measurements have uncertainties, and the universe always holds surprises. Get ready for a ranking that will leave you breathless. At number 10, VY Canis Majoris. We start with the VY Canis Majoris, a red hypergiant in the constellation of Canis Major, in our Milky Way. Its radius is about 1,420 times that of the Sun, so large that if it were at the center of our solar system, its surface would reach beyond the orbit of Jupiter. It is extremely luminous, emitting millions of times more light than the Sun, but it also loses mass rapidly. Surrounded by a nebula of gas and dust, this star is in the final stages of its life. Their destiny? Probably a spectacular supernova that will leave its mark on the cosmos. At number 9, VY Cephei. In ninth place is VY Cephei, a red hypergiant in the constellation of Cepheus, also in the Milky Way. Its radius is about 1,475 times that of the Sun, meaning that if it were to replace the Sun, it would swallow planets as far away as Mars. It is part of a binary system, with a smaller companion orbiting it, which complicates measurements. Its brilliance is dazzling, but its mass is difficult to estimate. This star reminds us that, in the universe, even giants have company. At number 8, WOHG 64. We're going outside our galaxy for number 8, with WOHG 64, a red hypergiant in the Large Magellanic Cloud. Its radius is about 1,540 times that of the Sun, so immense that its surface would reach close to the orbit of Saturn if it were in the place of the Sun. It is a massive and luminous star, but it is in an advanced stage of its evolution. Its brightness is partially obscured by interstellar dust, and its likely fate is a supernova explosion. WOHG 64 shows us that cosmic giants also exist beyond our Milky Way. At number 7, RW Cephei. In seventh place is RW Cephei, a yellow supergiant in the constellation of Cepheus in the Milky Way. Its radius is about 1,535 times that of the Sun, making it unique in this ranking for not being a red hypergiant. If it were to replace the Sun, its surface would reach beyond the orbit of Jupiter. Its brightness is intense, and its mass is considerable, although not as extreme as others on this list. RW Cephei teaches us that the diversity in the universe is also reflected in the size and color of its stars. At number 6, Westerlund 126. We come in at number 6 with Westerlund 126, a red hypergiant in the Westerlund 1 cluster in the Milky Way. Its estimated radius varies between 1,530 and 1,580 times that of the Sun, so large that its surface would come close to the orbit of Saturn if it were in the Sun's place. Its brightness is dazzling, but interstellar dust makes measurements difficult. It is a young star in a massive cluster, and its mass is difficult to determine. Westerlund 126 reminds us that cosmic giants are also born in groups. At number 5, VY Cygni. We enter the top 5 with VY Cygni, a red hypergiant in the constellation of Cygnus, in the Milky Way. Its radius is about 1,650 times that of the Sun, so immense that if it replaced the Sun, its surface would reach beyond the orbit of Saturn. It is extremely luminous, emitting millions of times more light than the Sun, but its mass is difficult to estimate. Surrounded by gas and dust, this star is in the final stages of its life. VY Cygni shows us that, in the universe, size and brightness go hand in hand. At number 4, NML Cygni. In fourth place is NML Cygni, another red hypergiant in the constellation of Cygnus in the Milky Way. Its estimated radius varies between 1,650 and 1,700 times that of the Sun, so large that its surface would reach beyond the orbit of Saturn if it were in the Sun's place. Its brightness is dazzling, but it is surrounded by an envelope of dust and gas that complicates measurements. Its mass is considerable, and its probable fate is a supernova. NML Cygni teaches us that cosmic giants can also be mysterious. At number 3, GNZ11 High Z. We take the podium with GNZ11 High Z, a suspected red hypergiant in the GNZ11 galaxy, in the constellation of Ursa Major. Its estimated radius varies between 1,700 and 1,800 times that of the Sun, so immense that its surface would reach beyond the orbit of Saturn if it replaced the Sun. Its brightness is difficult to measure due to its extreme distance, and its classification as a hypergiant is debated. It is one of the largest stars in a distant galaxy, observed thanks to the Hubble telescope. GNZ11 High Z reminds us that cosmic giants can lurk at the farthest reaches of the universe, defying our ability to measure them. At number 2, VY Scuti. In second place is the VY Scuti, a red hypergiant in the constellation of Scutum in the Milky Way. Its estimated radius varies between 1,700 and 1,900 times that of the Sun, so enormous that if it were to replace the Sun, its surface would reach beyond the orbit of Saturn. For a long time it was considered the largest star, and its brightness is dazzling, emitting millions of times more light than the Sun. Its mass is difficult to estimate, and its probable fate is a supernova. VY Scuti shows us that cosmic giants can be true legends. And at number 1, Stephenson 218. And at number 1, Stephenson 218, a red hypergiant in the Stephenson 2 cluster, in the constellation of Scutum in the Milky Way. Its estimated radius is about 2,150 times that of the Sun, so immense that, if it replaced the Sun, its surface would reach beyond the orbit of Saturn. Its brightness is dazzling, but interstellar dust complicates measurements. Its mass is considerable, and its probable fate is a spectacular supernova. Stephenson 218 is crowned the largest known cosmic giant, although uncertainties remind us that the universe always holds surprises. And so we come to the end of this journey through the cosmic giants of the universe. From VY Canis Majoris to Stephenson 218, these stars have shown us how vast and mysterious the cosmos can be. But remember, measurements have uncertainties, and there's always the possibility that there are even bigger stars waiting to be discovered. What did you think of this ranking? Which star impressed you the most? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos about the mysteries of the cosmos. See you on the next star journey.